After a standoff between Henry and Sam with Joel and Ellie, Henry proposes he can help them escape the city using underground tunnels. Joel hesitantly agrees. Henry admits to Joel he was responsible for the capture and death of Kathleen's brother in exchange for medication for Sam's leukemia. After escaping through the tunnels, the group are attacked by a sniper. Joel kills him, but he finds he was radioing Kathleen. She arrives shortly thereafter with her militia. As Kathleen prepares to kill Henry, a massive crowd of infected emerge from the ground, including a large bloater that kills Perry and a child clicker that kills Kathleen. After escaping to a motel, Sam shows Ellie he was bitten by an infected. Ellie tries to use her blood to heal Sam. The next morning, an infected Sam attacks Ellie, causing Henry to kill him. Realizing what he did, Henry commits suicide. Joel and Ellie bury them and continue their journey. Thanks for stopping by the Search T channel. I am Search T, and that is the synopsis of episode 5, an early episode due to the Super Bowl on Sunday. I almost forgot. And I was watching another, channel that I watch, and he's a fan of it too. And he said that, and I go, "Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. They're not gonna be airing on Sunday." And the name of that episode is Endure and Survive. It's episode 5 of the first season of The Last of Us. A very, very well done episode. I enjoyed getting into knowing more of Sam and his brother Henry. I know on the last episode I said the father and stuff because it was just a glimpse, right? And but then I look back, I'm going, yeah, definitely. He's not old enough to be his brother, but I mean his father. But it was really a great episode, but then a sad one at the same time, an exciting one, very intense. We get to see a little more of Henry and a little more of Sam in this. We see that Sam he's deaf, and him and Henry are signing with one another, and you get to watch that inside the episode after this episode finished, and Henry and all the other characters learned, actually, I mean not the characters but the actors that played these roles, even the producers and people behind the scenes all learned how to sign. And even the actor that played Henry didn't even know about ASL, American Sign Language. And props to them and kudos to them for doing that to make the actor that played Sam a little more comfortable. And they showed that they actually cared and they went through the effort of learning American Sign Language. And that's awesome. That's really a cool thing to do. I mean, the actor and that played Henry and Bella Ramsey, they were a quick study when it came to that. That's what the producer, the show series creator, I believe, series runner said. And I really, really thought that was just so sweet. Such an amazing thing to do for somebody. And the actor actually, the plays Sam, is actually deaf in real life, and he even had his the person that's, I believe they said he was the producer, the president, or something of the ASL community, the ASL like organization. And it really did lend a different type of a dynamic to the show. I mean, you have Ellie and Joel, and then you have these two characters, Henry and Sam, and they actually mirror one another. They mirror one another, and you see the struggles and almost just the reason why you want to survive. I mean, Henry would do anything to help his brother. Even unfortunately, doing the thing that he did, he captured the brother of Kathleen and then killed him. They all they want is this medicine for Sam's leukemia. And in this show, it's just like I wanted to see more of Henry and Sam. I wanted them to survive. And then we see what happens in the end. I mean, they are swarmed by these infected. And you have this thing come out in the last, I believe it was the last recap I did of this show, the last episode, and I called that thing, I called that bloater, which is what it's named. I called it like he looked like the Thing from Fantastic Four. And this, what do you call it? It was pretty much just ground and pound, powerful. Maybe he was the leader. I mean, he comes out and he just starts, just totally just it's clobbering time. That's the thing that the thing that says from the thing says, right? And he was clobbering, he was pounding these guys into the ground. And poor Perry, I mean, he tells Kathleen, get going, run, and he's shooting his machine gun, and nothing's penetrating that. Seems like I think it looks like armor to him, I guess, because he wasn't being affected. That bloater, and then off in the distance you see a far away shot, and then you see him separate Perry's head from his body, just rips him. It's like nothing, just that's it. And then you think Kathleen's gonna get away? I mean, she stops them as Henry and Sam and Joel and Ellie are running away. And then that little girl, clicker, the child clicker, who was after Ellie when Ellie, she got separated from Henry and Sam, and she's in the car. And then that girl clicker, that child clicker, goes in there, goes after, but Ellie's able to escape it. But not Kathleen, as the child clicker just jumps on her and just kills her. And I'm just thinking, Perry's gone, Kathleen's gone, and in the aftermath, none of them are standing. None of the resistance, none of the militia are up. I'm thinking, is that it? Is there any more of them, or was that the whole brunt of them and all of them going after Sam? I mean, Perry was saying in the beginning that she wanted to go door to door to go look for Henry, and he's like, we don't need to, sacrifice or use too much of our manpower, And then look what happened in this one thing. I believe that was all of them. Maybe not, but they're without a leader now. They're without a person that's going to guide them. So is this the end of the militia, the resistance? Is that the end of them? And then, like I said, when it came to Sam, unfortunately, they were under the car. That's where they were hiding from this infected, and they were kicking at him while they were under the car, and he definitely left his leg open to them. And later in the motel, he reveals to Ellie that he's bit. She tries to heal him. She cuts her hand and puts it over his infected wound. And good on her. She was trying to help, but I'm pretty sure that she may have the antidote inside her, because she survived. She's not even infected. She has it, but it's not taking over her or anything like that. But that when they take her blood and stuff like that, they're gonna have to mix it with something else. They're gonna have to do something in order to make it a potent type of an antidote. But she tried, and then the next day, he's infected now and tries to, he attacks Ellie, and Henry, without any kind of a hesitation, he knows that his how much he cares about his brother. He knows his brother's infected. He knows that there's no going back, no turning back, and he just shoots him. But I believe it was just a reaction. He didn't want to do it, but he knew for some reason he just reacted and did that. And he's like, what did I do? Like, what did I do? He's like totally torn. He's torn because of what he did. And then that Joel in his mind was saying, give me the gun. Give me the gun. Because I don't know if Joel thought that he was going to, do something drastic like that. I thought that he was wanting the gun because he didn't want Henry to probably kill them or do something. But what happens? He yells, no, no, no. Boom. And he kills himself. Henry and Sam are gone. And I enjoyed the character arc, the story arc of them both. I really wish that they could have survived a couple more episodes. So I really was starting to get into that. And that's what I love about this show, is they get you invested in these characters. It's like with Joel's daughter, Sarah. It's like you totally are into the characters and you want so much for them to survive and move on, and pretty much they're just a bridge to the next episode. They're just a way to show you a different side of this whole apocalypse, the whole thing of the outbreak, and different characters and what they bring to the show. I like the mirroring of both the two sets of characters, Henry, Sam, and Joel and Ellie. A really good way to just kind of look at it at they're very of course very different people, but then they can look in the mirror and see and see them see them in the other person. And the thing about Sam is that that little drawing pad that he had, and I remember having that when I was a kid. A really, really cool way of just writing stuff, and then all you gotta do is just lift the paper and it erases it. So it's such an effective tool, especially in this day, because you're gonna waste paper. Your paper's not, especially here, it's probably not, definitely not available. So why not, And then I looked it up, and let me see here. It's like the Magic Slate Paper Saver, and it was an incredibly popular toy in the U.S. From the 50s to through the 90s. So I grew up. I was a child. I mean, I was a child in the 70s into the 80s, and I remember having one of those, and they're pretty cool. It's just like the equivalent of what we have now with with iPads and stuff like that, where we can do things on it. That was our our type of like enjoyment back when we were kids, and because how old I am, but I just right away when he did that, I looked it up. I googled it, and I guess everybody else is too, because even the showrunners are like, the creators there are like going there. People are inundating us with questions about this thing, and it was pretty cool to see that, because that's a kind of like a slice of my childhood, kind of like going back to that. But like I said, I love the character development in this show. I love the way, like I was saying earlier, the way they just have you invested in these characters, and then you're just like, man, I love this guy, I love this girl, I love the dynamic, I love this, da, 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 and then they're gone. I mean, you saw two characters that you love, and then you got two characters plus their people that died, and you hated them. Kathleen and Perry. I mean, I get it why while Kathleen was doing what she was doing, because Henry killed her brother, and her brother was her entire world. She was like with how Henry is to Sam, his protector. Kathleen's brother was the same to her. Like when she was scared of thunderstorms and stuff like that, she was in her room that they grew up in, and she was saying that her brother said this is a wooden box that nobody can come in, nothing come in, the thunder can't come in, nothing. And she was like he was like her protector, a voice of reason. But even Perry told her that, I believe he was pretty much telling her that he's too nice of a guy because nothing got done. Because she even said he's not going to like, he wouldn't have liked what I've done. But I guess you gotta do what you gotta do to survive, and they had a reason to do the things that they did. But he told her straight up that you're the one that got shit done, and you're the one that pretty much got us to this point. Why we all, follow you. And Henry, you can't really knock him for doing what he did, capturing her brother and killing him. He was out to help his brother. Had leukemia. They had the medicine that seemingly looked like it helped him. I don't know if he was just in remission and it was going to come back later on, and maybe the fact that the character was killed off, it was just a whole thing of like, you can't really get away from it. It's almost like, if you guys remember Final Destination, where that horror movie where all these people were spared to death, like on that airplane on one, and there's one on a roller coaster, right? And then later on they all start getting killed. The Grim Reaper coming after them, one by one. It's like this one where it's just like it was an eventuality. Even Kathleen, when she finally caught up to him, to Henry, and she'll say that, what, maybe you were supposed to die. I mean, maybe doing what you did, it's not was going to help anyways. And just like that, with just like a great coincidence, they're about ready to, she's about ready to kill Henry, and then you see the vehicle that they were using to clear out the vehicles and clear out the, starts sinking. I'm thinking, oh, the thing's just sinking. I'm thinking, oh shoot, I know what that means, and it's the I was about to say walkers. The I don't know, the walkers versus the infected. Who would survive? Well, I think the walkers. I mean, the survivor, the infected probably would, because they're not just walking mindless zombies and stuff like that. Where these things are all kind of advanced. You know, if you look at the way they communicate through those little, what do you call it? I know. And they come out, and like I said, they just wipe them out. They were able to take out a whole bunch of them, but in the end, in the aftermath, you see nothing left. There was nothing left of the militia, of the, what do you call it? The resistance. But that was a really, really great episode. It had emotion, it had tension, it had action, it had some great dramatic parts and things like that. It was a really well-rounded. I'm pretty sure what do you call it? It satisfied everybody that watched this episode. People wanted some infected. People wanted to see more character development. People wanted to see more drama, more action. You got it. This episode was great, well-rounded. Maybe the best one next to the first one, because nothing's beating the first one. The first one was so great that everything else now is compared to it, and I think this one kind of is a little bit close, but not there exactly, but you know, it was close. But it was a really great episode, and the next episode they show, well, we see the most important thing is that he finally meets up with his brother Tommy, and they're talking about things, and they're talking about the reason why the things that they've done really isn't something that they should look at with fondness. I mean, Tommy even says, yeah, we killed people, you know, stuff like that. And so we see that, and we see a lot of things happening, and I'm looking forward to the episode. They already showing some previews of it, and that's what really got me. I said, why are they showing previews? They haven't even shown scene 5 yet, and then episode 5 yet, and then I forgot that they played it on Friday because of Super Bowl on Sunday, which I don't give a fuck about. I really stopped watching football a long time ago. But anyway, enough of that. Let's just close this video out. A very, very good episode. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I really, really am so just amazed at the writing and the character development and the way they draw you in for these characters only to like take them away from us. And in the next episode, they're on their journey, and I don't know if they made it to Wyoming because he met his brother. Maybe his brother somewhere else. Who knows? But anyway, that's my recap and thoughts on The Last of Us episode 5 entitled Endure and Survive. And Endure and Survive, you find out that it is a part of a line in a comic that they find in that one area where there's comics and toys and stuff like that. And I like how they do that too, is that they connect the title with a song or the title with a comic book or something like that to kind of connect things, and I like that, and that's really, really cool. But anyway, that's my video. Like I said, I enjoyed this video, and I enjoyed this episode, and this kudos to the people behind this show. Amazing. But anyway, that's my video, like I said. And for those of you who stopped by and checked it out, I appreciate it. Thank you for your support. And in closing, as always, take care.